I cry when I'm happy. Some of you have by now undoubtedly noticed that something is vacant, absent from the program for this evening. And it would be the autofocus. It's gone! Finally, we are rid of its curse from upon my channel. Ha ha! Yes, it was actually due to the efforts of one particularly tech-savvy viewer of mine, a bloke by the name of SensejWorld, and I am now giving you major apostate props, SensejWorld. You have finally rid us of this most irritating of problems. And here I thought that my camera was just a piece of crap, which it still is, by the way, so don't ever forget that. Don't buy this Microsoft product. I can't believe I'm saying that, because usually I will speak out for Microsoft. I am a fan. But not in this case. Anyway, that's not why I decided to make a video tonight. Tonight, I decided to make a video explaining why Jehovah's Witnesses canceled the home book study arrangements. You know, book studies, where we all used to gather in the home of a family and friends to gleefully discuss the publications of Watchtower. Many of you don't know why it was disbanded, disbarred, stopped, ceased. And to be honest, I have no proof per se of why it ended, more than hearsay, so take that into consideration, but it was relayed to me through a very trustworthy source, and I have no reason to disbelieve it. And of course, since we're not getting any transparency from Watchtower, who knows what the real reason is. But it does seem quite odd that they would cancel it, especially since the circuit overseer, the district overseer, the elders all sang the tune that we were going to ride out Armageddon in the home Bible book study arrangement. So yeah, it's a little bit of a change of pace, wouldn't you say? Well, before I provide the explanation, it has to be put in the context of one of the cult control articles that Watchtower published in the year of 2007. Now remember the BITE model, okay? Behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. Well, this falls in the usual two categories of Watchtower Corporation, which is information and thought control. So, that being said, let us turn to the Kingdom Ministry of September 2007, the question box, which can be found on page 3. The start of it is, does the faithful and discreet slave endorse independent groups of witnesses who meet together to engage in scriptural research or debate? And the answer provided in the first paragraph is, no, it does not. Pretty simple, so I'm going to read the first and the fourth paragraph, just to give you a little bit of extra background. The Watchtower says, and yet, in various parts of the world, a few associates of our organization have formed groups to do independent research on Bible-related subjects. Damn them! Some have pursued an independent group study of biblical Hebrew and Greek so as to analyze the accuracy of the New World Translation. Damn them! Others explore scientific subjects related to the Bible. They have created websites and chat rooms for the purpose of exchanging and debating their views. Damn them! They have also held conferences and produced publications to present their findings and to supplement what is provided at our Christian meetings and through our literature. Damn them all to hell! And then it ends the ensuing box in this closing paragraph by saying, for those who wish to do extra Bible study and research, we recommend that they explore Insight on the Scriptures, All Scripture is inspired of God and beneficial, and our other publications, such as those that discuss the prophecies found in the Bible books of Daniel, Isaiah, and Revelation. Those provide abundant material for Bible study and meditation, whereby we can be filled with the accurate knowledge of God, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I literally want to vomit after reading my daily dose of Watchtower. Anyway, so It's information and thought control. They don't want you looking outside of Watchtower Corporation, that's for sure. Do not go outside of the confines of Watchtower Babylon Crap Society to find your research topics. They want you to be contemplating Watchtower-approved publications, and they most certainly don't want you thinking about things other than Watchtower and reading other people's thoughts, because that would be engaging in independent thinking. Am I right, brothers and sisters? Now, Watchtower Corporation very rarely will do something without any reason for it. They almost always have some reason for the things they do. It might be sinister and it might be nefarious, but there's usually a fairly good reason for their nonsense. And in this case, this was the preemptive strike in order to prevent further bleed-out damage. Okay, because if you recall, it was in the beginning of late 2008, early 2009, when the book study arrangement was finally canceled once and for all. And the reason, as was so told to me, was because of our Irish brothers and sisters living up in, you guessed it, Ireland. And it started rather innocently, rather innocuously, as many Jehovah's Witness activities do. So these book studies that were meeting in the Irish homes of Dublin and other assorted places up there, anyway, they began assigning young people, the elders were, assigning young people research topics. Innocent, right? They'd encourage them to do reports on
Joseph, or Isaiah, or Moses, or David, or Paul, or Timothy,
or other, biblical figureheads in true Jehovah's Witness fashion, and they would direct these young lads to Watchtower publications. But of course, an elder tires after some period of time of reading the same friggin' Daniel report, the same friggin' Moses report, over and over and over. I mean, my God, you can only take so much Watchtower dosing in a single day, and apparently it was pushing the limit for these elders. So they began diversifying these research topics. They actually got the adults in on it. Began giving them more, quote, deep research topics. And, again, directing them to Watchtower. But you understand, after a certain amount of time, you're eventually going to run out of topics. And so the fateful suggestion came. Why don't we research the New World Translation and see how correct it is and compare it to all the false translations of Christendom, why don't we? And the Catholics and their stupid King James version of the Bible. Because after all, Jehovah's Witnesses understand that they're correct in everything and every way that they do things. And so these brothers and sisters began getting their Strong's Greek dictionaries and their Kingdom interlinear translations and their Hebrew translation dictionaries. The Strong's counterpart. Yeah. So anyway. And they began discovering something. Something that all apostates will discover at one point in their lifetimes. Watchtower Corporation has some serious things wrong. But for these brothers and sisters, that this practice had spread by now to multiple congregations, I should also mention. But these brothers and sisters did not lose heart, and they addressed the London branch of Bethel with their findings they did. And you may be unsurprised to learn that the London branch was none too happy with those stupid Irish bastards, those drunken jerks. And so they sought to put an end to it. They sent the controls out. But if you know anything about the Irishmen, they're a fairly stubborn lot. And once they've put their mind to something, good luck trying to stop it. So by this point, Watchtower Corporation was bleeding out. Mass disfellowshippings, and sometimes entire congregations were dropping off the map. And in order to stop the bleeding, they published that Questions from Readers that I read you towards the beginning of this video. And as we can all imagine, that did not halt the efforts of the brothers in Ireland. And so as a result, Watchtower Corporation did the only thing they could, which is consolidate the independent book study arrangements and hem the witnesses in further, thus controlling now their behaviors as well. Because whereas you might let down your shirt a little bit and reveal your 1970s gold chain, at the book studies you're less likely to do so at the meetings, because of the peer pressure and the control of the elders, the thought police. And so, that is the reason why the book studies were cancelled. People were researching Watchtower. Watchtower didn't like it. Therefore, Watchtower tried to put an ignominious end to it. And if any of you were wondering, that's why. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. Remember, as always, that life is a state of mind. And I will see you next time. Huzzah!